Hi, Chantel.
Hey, Roxanne.
Oh, that was cute.
Oh, okay. I was
You
gonna
were
say
like, "Hey,
Roxy.
ew, don't
I
do
know.
that." Look at us having a fourth episode this week.
I know. It's too much.
She said it's too much. Yeah.
I'm
Because
kidding,
keep in mind,
guys.
we do two other episodes on Patreon. So it is a lot. But
But
I'm
I like when
sorry.
things
Like,
happen so that we can, talk about it, and that's like important.
yeah, this is an episode that's a must because we got so many DMs where we're like patiently waiting for a bonus episode to cover what the hell's going on. And so we have to because it is such a big deal. I don't know if you guys have seen, but Brandi Glanville, she came out. She said Bravo hid evidence and tried to silence her over this Real Housewives of Ultimate Girls Trip drama. And then she also is suing Andy Cohen for sexual assault, which is crazy. Chanel, just seeing the headlines, like, what the hell were you thinking?
I mean, it was just like I kind of almost felt that like she's trying to get her revenge in a sense because, of what has happened on Girls Trip that she's like, this is my time to like get what I deserve. But I don't think
Yeah.
we'll get into what she's actually suing about.
Yeah, I just think with
But
Brandy,
wait, is she actually suing or is she just accused?
nope, she's suing.
Okay.
Chantal, I told you to read the article.
Yeah, and I read it. I don't see anything about suing.
It says her attorney's suing them.
Okay.
So,
I just saw a legal letter. It didn't say sue though.
yeah, so she is suing them, accusing Andy Cohen of sexual harassment, inviting her to watch him have sex with Bravo star. Shit's getting messy, but at the same time, you guys, like, I don't think I blame her for going this route, especially because we do know and we are privy to this information that Bravo does try to silence them and try to control how they respond, what they say, if you want to continue to have a relationship with Bravo. And she's done that. And guess what, you guys? Ultimate Girls Trip is never going to air. Say bye-bye to that. That show will never, ever air. I
Yeah.
want to. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say like it's like if you have no money because of the certain things that happen because of Bravo, like isn't this expensive to sit there and like go through all these legal battles for something that I don't even think that she's gonna even
But
get.
Chantel, she's lost so much endorsements and sponsors and everything because once this came out, she wasn't allowed to defend herself, and she lost so much endorsements and everything. And people didn't want to work with her anymore because her name is now next to sexual harassment, and so she was not allowed to do anything. And her biggest thing was like, let's put the show on so people can judge for themselves. And they're not going to do that. They're not going to play the show out. It's just never going to happen. So now people are going to just think that Brandy is in the sexual harassment. She already knows she's not going to ever work with Bravo again, especially after this. So at this point, she's like, you know what? Why not? I'm going to defend myself.
Yeah, I just think that like we've seen the fall from people, and we've also seen them come up and after like certain things like this, like Stassi, she's done a great job of coming back. And then even I was just listening to a podcast of remember the show Chrisley Knows Best, Savannah?
Yeah.
Well, she just did a great podcast, and like even with her, she like lost all endorsements for literally a year and a half, and like now she's back at where she was making. So it's like I think what this is gonna give her even less. This is going to make people want to work with her less because
Yeah.
she's kind of looking like, she's hostile. She's like a hostile employee or something.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's why I just I feel like if she just like, unless she truly felt that she was being sexually harassed, or I think she just wants karma at this point. I think that's what it is.
Right. Yeah. Well, so I think so too. You're right there. Let's talk about the legal letter regarding her being silenced. Um, so in the letter, not only did the Beverly Hills accuse Andy Cohen of sexual harassment, she also accused Bravo of hiding evidence and trying to silence her. She claims silence her among the claims that she sexually assaulted Caroline Manzo. On top of the legal letter against Caroline, she says that Caroline is lying and feeding a defamatory narrative, which we are not commenting on whether we think. If Caroline says that happened, I mean, again, we don't know for sure, but Brandi apparently thinks she's lying. She's super confident in that. So Brandi's attorney claims that Brandi was used and abused by NBC, Bravo, Warner Bros, and Sheed Media. Uh, and I mean, that's like a big statement, right?
Mhm, definitely.
Yeah. Um, per the letter, the Beverly Hills alum is ready to wage a public reputational war against Bravo after they silence her in the wake of Caroline's sexual assault allegations against her. Caroline alleged, obviously that we already know. You can check this out on allabouttrh.com that Brandi had kissed her without her consent, groped her breast. Then there was some really intense bathroom detail in Caroline's legal letter. Brandy's attorney says Caroline is lying and demands that the network release all existing documents and data pertaining to the allegations. Miss Glanville and Miss Manzo engaged in dirty dancing, flirting, and playful touching, the letter reads. Throughout the night, they shared a couple of kisses. We have heard of a supposed bathroom incident through press leaks, but Shade Media has repeatedly refused to allow Brandy or her counsel to see the footage in question. There is no truth to any allegation. But Chanel,
Well,
remember,
that
there
would
was
piss
no
me off,
camera
like,
in the
if
bathroom.
well, that would piss me off, though. It's like, if this is gonna be a legal thing, like, her lawyers have the right for that footage, right? Like,
Yeah.
can't they subpoena it?
Right, or, I'm sure they have a contract written up that that can't even happen, but,
Okay.
uh, so there was no camera in the bathroom, but I think that what Caroline had said, I'm almost positive, was that she was mic'd.
Yeah.
So if there was, like, anything inappropriate, yes, there was no camera, but we would hear the mic, you could hear something on the mic. The letter continued, it is apparent some allegation was made. However, neither the nature nor the source of that allegation has been clarified by NBC, Sheet Media, or Warner Bros. We can glean from the press coverage seeded by malicious and deliberate leaks that Miss Manzo formally accused Miss Glanville of sexual misconduct and that Miss Glanville was sent home as a result. It bears emphasis that Brandi and Caroline were never alone together. Anything that happened took place in the presence of the cast and crew. All the events were captured on camera or picked up via microphone. So the via microphone is the bathroom incident, I'm assuming.
Yeah, or anything, like,
The
anytime they were
Yeah,
filming,
just in
they were
general.
always mic'd. Yeah.
Brandy's attorneys maintain her innocence and insist, though, that she was never alone with Caroline. Caroline says when she was in the bathroom, Alex McCord was in there.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but Alex McCord says she didn't see anything. They also note that Caroline did not manifest a lack of consent at any point, and accused the Real Housewives of New Jersey alum of feeding a defamatory narrative to the media. It says, we have every reason to believe that Caroline, with a tactic or express support of Bravo and Sheen Media, is a source of the early press leaks that began immediately upon Miss Glanville's return home. Yet now here's what's a really crazy point is Chanel, we can attest to this. Bravo, and this, Bravo would probably be upset with us saying this, but Bravo does silence these people. They really do. They have so much control over them. And in the legal letter, it says that Brandi was told to remain entirely silent to refrain from defending herself. She was further told that, assuming her compliance with the directive, she would have the opportunity to work for Sheen Media, Warner Bros. Again, on the condition that she completes 6 months of outpatient therapy with Warner Bros. Affiliated therapists. Miss Glanville did do this. It became apparent afterward, however, that this was a false promise intended to ensure Brandy's silence.
Yeah,
The
see, that
letter
pissed
went on.
me off.
Yeah, like the letter went on to say, all the while, Miss Manzo, Bravo, and Sheen Media were feeding a defamatory narrative that destroyed Miss Glanville's reputation, employment prospects, mental health, and financial stability, and caused untold harm to Miss Glanville and her family. That's my thing is Bravo absolutely will silence you. And if you want to work with Bravo ever again or get jobs, you will be quiet. They don't want you to talk to anyone. And maybe when they do want you to talk, it's you have to talk directly to them, but or someone affiliated with NBC Universal or things of that sort. But they absolutely were trying to silence Brandy throughout all of this.
Oh, for sure. And, like, I do feel bad that, like, now that if she was thinking that if she listened that she was gonna get something out of it, now she's like, "I haven't gotten shit out of it, so, like, here I am, I want my payday."
Right. Well,
Like,
I don't think that she
I'm
was
owed
yeah, I don't think she
I'm
was thinking
owed
like, "I'm gonna get a payday." Like, I think
I
that
think
she
she's
lost a
thinking
lot.
yeah, I think she's thinking she wants to get back what she lost. Yeah, not a payday, but she wants to get
Right.
back what she lost.
Yeah, I think that she lost so much. She was told that everything would be okay, and imagine, like, your reputation just, but Brittany, let's not act like her reputation's perfect, you know what I mean? But, like, just imagine, someone saying something that you 100% believe is not true, and you're like, "Then put it out there," and then they're like, "We can't do that right now." And they're not telling them, like, for sure the show's not gonna air, but it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that this show is not going to air.
Yeah,
So
if
at
it's an
this point, all
illegal
this time
legal
has
issue.
gone. Yeah. All this time has gone. It's never going to air. And she's had to stay silent, and Caroline's been able to tell her side of the story. So I can understand her frustration here.
I'm thinking of the meme of Oprah, "Were you silent or were you silenced?"
Oh, wow. Yeah. What's crazy is you never watched Oprah.
Yeah, I know, but that's like a big meme.
I'm dead. Yeah, she
Well,
was
yeah, get
definitely.
get to, like, weird now that what she's saying about Andy.
Yeah, so, even crazier news,
I wanna read the tweet where he responds, so just
okay,
let
we'll
me
let
read
you do
that.
that. Alright, boo. So, Brandi also accuses Andy of sexual harassment, inviting her to watch him have sex with, a Bravo star. So, what happened is, and Chantal, you might be right. You might be right.
Yeah, I told you.
I don't know if it's a lawsuit, you guys come back at us. It might
I
be
think it
legal
was a
letters,
legal letter. It's a legal letter
like
that
a
was,
warning.
yes. And I think it's to her defense, it's like anything that like when you need to document everything that you have, like in HR,
Right.
you document anything and everything.
Yeah.
Like this is her
Yep.
way of saying like this is what I have, just to show Bravo is, shady.
So here's what Brandy's doing or saying. Sorry, not doing. Brandy says that Andy sent her a video in 2022 in which he appeared obviously inebriated. So drunk as
Good
F because he
job. You said it good.
Chantal, I was so scared to say that word. I really was. I was like, I'm going to say this wrong. Someone's going to come at me. I'm so scared. So, whew, okay. I think I did an okay job. Anyways, Andy allegedly boasted in the clip that he wanted to sleep with another Bravo star while thinking of Brandy, per the letter, and then invited the former housewife to watch him engage in the sexual act via FaceTime. Um, that's a big deal, Chantal.
I know, but like it's a big deal because like he is her boss, but it's like it's Andy and like he was drunk and he's gay. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, okay, but
Not
still,
saying
like,
that not saying that no anybody that doesn't like, like the other opposite sex, like, can't do something like this, but, like, Brandy, this is, like, right up your alley of what you do.
it is, but at the end of the day, that's your boss, right?
Yeah,
So
mhm.
you're still, you're still in this huge role. You cannot be doing things like that, saying things like that, especially because if Brandy did that, she'd get in trouble,
Yeah.
you know? Uh, but I can understand they had that relationship. But you know what, you guys, in 2024, you're not allowed to have relationships like that anymore.
Yeah, and, like, I'm sure it's
You're
such a
just not.
hard I'm sure, like, he always struggles with the fine line of, like, being cool with them and then also being like, I'm the boss, I'm sure that's such a struggle with him.
And I think what probably pissed Brandy off is that Andy has stayed silent throughout all of this. So she's taking it very personal. And that's why she's like, I'm coming for you because now you're going to know how it feels. And I do think, like, let's say, I don't know. I do think it is wrong that Andy did that, but like I'm the type that if someone did that to me, I'd be like clowning with them.
Yeah. And I'm sure
Uh
it was like that, and I think that's how it was perceived according to Andy's, tweet that he wrote yesterday.
Yeah, well, so Andy and it says that the letter says that Andy was Brandy's boss at the time and exercised complete and total control over her career. And then it says this was an extraordinary abuse of power that left Brandy feeling trapped and disgusted. It is inconceivable that Andy remains in his post in spite of this behavior and harkens back to the bad old days of Matt Lawyer and NBC News when profits were prioritized over people.
Yeah, it just seems to me that like this is a way to really just get money, honestly.
I don't think
I
see,
hate to say it,
I'm
but
not looking at it at all as her trying to get money. I don't think it at all. I think that she lost a lot. She knows that she has no say she has no more future with Bravo, that she lost all these endorsements because okay, at this point now, so, let's say that it really is just a legal letter. There's no money here. So her reputation has gone to shit. She's lost out on like show deals. She was on Trader season 1. She goes on those like type of shows. People probably don't want to work with her now because she's affiliated with sexual assault. And the network that she feels she brought so much to is now not backing her. So I think that she's genuinely upset and she just wants justice. And until we like actually see like a lawsuit happen, because it does look like it just is a letter right now and
you
kind
know
of like a
what?
warning.
But you know what though? I've dealt with something like this in one of our hotels before, where someone has sent a letter claiming that someone else, like, did sexual harassment, and you still have to settle sometimes on those because you don't want it to get to a lawsuit, basically. Like, you don't
Right.
want to get to that level. So I
So
think
what
that's what she's
happened?
you settled. Like, we got our insurance
No, no.
involved, and like,
Oh, okay, so you settled is what you're saying.
yeah, you settle. You settle to what they say because you don't want to get to a point where it does go in front of something just because you don't want the headache, and it ends up wasting more money, paying lawyers for 6 months, 8 months, 9 months. So you just settle.
Yeah. But if Bravo is wrong and, they are wrong in this, I do only feel like we should see the show. But then I understand why Bravo is scared to also put the show out there.
I
Like
mean, get your coins.
yeah, like I get both sides. So tell us what Andy said when this came out.
Yeah, so the former Beverly or Bravo star was Kate Chastain. Is that how you say her name, right?
Yeah, something like
Okay.
that.
The Andy tweeted yesterday, and he goes, "The video shows Kate Chastain and I very clearly joking to Brandy. It was absolutely meant in jest, and Brandy's response clearly communicated she was on the joke. That said, it was totally inappropriate, and I apologize. Period."
But but how could Brandy have like clearly communicated like I'm in on you guys joking about this right now?
She
Like
probably
what?
she probably like FaceTime back and was like laughing, and like,
Yeah,
okay,
like
like
she was yeah,
I'll be
but okay,
over. I'll be over
right.
right there, like she probably was making it seem like it was a funny joke to her.
100%, which, like, let's be real, we know Brandy probably did all that.
Mhm.
But, for him to say that she clearly communicated, I mean, I guess, like, yeah, because we all know that Brandy probably was like, haha, laughing, and now she's in her like bitter villain stage.
Honestly, if I was Andy, like any phone call or anything I got would be freaking recorded, and like I would have be mic'd up at all times because like it's just crazy how like the way you have to defend yourself sometimes.
Well, especially
Uh-huh.
nowadays. I do feel like Andy does keep a fine line where he doesn't get close to anyone, and then guess what? The one housewife he got close to, Bethany Frankel, completely turned on him, but Bethany also felt, salty towards Andy, that Andy didn't have her back like how he should have. So, I do feel like at the end of the day, Andy I mean, he does have a lot of involvement with NBC Universal, but there's only so much he can do. I mean, but some of them say he holds all this power, and, I don't know, you guys. I don't know.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, Chantal. It truly is. I
I mean,
don't
to be here like almost like 13, 14 years, right? Or even 15 years. And like, there's he hasn't gotten that much on him. So unless like everyone really is so scared, that could be another thing too. But like I feel like by now, if like he was someone to do stuff like that, you would hear a lot more.
Yeah, no, I don't think, like, honestly, what he did was, like, wrong, but it's just very inappropriate at
Yeah,
the end
it's
of the
just like
day. I don't think what he
exactly.
did was wrong. It was, like, an inappropriate thing. He thought he could do that because Brandy's an inappropriate person. Brandy's also friends with Kate, so he thought it was funny. I don't think he was, like he clearly was not being serious. It was clearly all a joke, but to prove a point, people would consider that sexual assault. They would consider that. So, she's trying to, like, throw it in your face, like, "Oh, you're gonna
Sexual
consider this? Well"
harassment.
Sexual harassment, sorry,
Yeah.
did I s
Hmm.
yeah, so, um, but yeah, now I lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry. I just want to make sure it was sexual harassment. Like
Yeah,
he didn't physically do anything.
right, okay, well, now I just learned something of the difference because I didn't know, I probably thought it was the same thing. But yeah, I mean, it's a very serious thing at the end of the day, and,
I think what's
I
right is that she does get some sort of settlement for it. Like even if from the Caroline thing, like if she really did can prove all her, losses, like I do think that she should be able to get paid for those. And then I think like she can move on and Bravo can move on. It's like, just everyone move on.
yeah, if I was Bravo, I would 100% settle, but sometimes when you settle, Chantal, people think it's because you're settling because there's some guilt involved.
Yeah.
But it's like,
I
at
think
this
they
point
can't settle with her because then because of the Caroline lawsuit, because if and then that shows,
holy
it's all
moly.
tied. I know. Whoever the lawyer at NBC or Bravo, God bless you.
I swear, there's a lot. Now
Your
they're
your
like,
husband should go work for them.
oh my gosh, no. Now they're like editing the contracts to like make sure to avoid this and add things that basically say this can never happen again.
Oh my god. But then at the end of the day there's laws, so like I don't care what your contract says.
Yeah, that's true too. But yeah, I mean, quick bonus episode. We just had to go over this. I know that you guys wanted it, so we hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. Let us know your thoughts on the whole thing too. But thank you guys for listening.
Yeah, bye guys. Happy
Bye.
Friday.
Yay.
Hey everyone, it's Chris Frangiola, and I'm the host of your new favorite podcast, Cover to Cover. Each week on Cover to Cover, I scour the world's newspapers to bring you the craziest stories in fashion, music, pop culture, food, you name it, we give you the comedy angle on all of it. If this sounds up your alley, listen to Cover on the iHeart app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.